Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there. It's G.I. Joe.
Hey, welcome to Half the Battle.
It's time for another ranking, and this time it's all the 1984 G.I. Joe vehicles, all 19 of them. And it's another difficult year, as you could just put everything in the good or best tier. Yeah, we're definitely in the golden age of G.I. Joe here. Still, you might find some surprises on this list.
Well, let's get this party started.
First up is the ASP. Oh great, we're seeing a forced acronym from the get-go as it stands for Assault System Pod. It's a fun little vehicle meant to be towed. It's a little weird, but not weird enough for that tier. It's good, but not good enough for the best tier. Mainly because the cockpit is just a little bit too small to comfortably seat a figure, so good tier it is.
Next is a battle station.
The Bivouac Field Outpost. I'd almost call it bland, but the accessories, especially the missile launcher, save it, and so it too earns a spot in the good tier. Now we come to the Chameleon Swamp Skier, Zartan's Ride. And here, I had to think hard. I mean, it seemed a slam dunk for the weird tier, just look at it. It has an almost insect-like quality to it.
There is, however, a major flaw with it.
The entire thing is so frickin' fragile you could break it by just looking at it. That almost pushes it into the bad tier, but in the end, I will place it in the weird one. I'll place it very carefully in the weird one because damn. Next is the Claw, or Covert Light Aerial Weapon, an acronym that isn't too bad for once. It's a little bit weird, not an unusual thing for Cobra, but at the same time it seems realistic somehow. It's also a bit fragile, but these things won't keep it out of the good tier.
The letter M is well represented this year. So much so that we're doing another 3-for-1 deal because they're so similar.
The battlefield accessories comprise of the machine gun, missile and mortar defense units. All three are perfect mini playsets to enhance your G.I. Joe headquarters, with extra defenses and world building stuff. This earns them a place in the good tier.
Damn, a lot is going into the good tier, isn't it?
The Manta is an odd one, in the sense that, and correct me if I'm wrong here, it is the only vehicle from the original line that was only ever available as a mail-in toy. That's why I can't show you any box art, because it didn't come in a box, just a plastic bag. It's also the most forced acronym of the year, if not the entire toy line, as it stands for Marine Assault Nautical Transport Air Driven.
Which would make it a Manta, really.
That's a lot of words for something called a sailboard. A sailboard with a gun and missile, I'll grant you, but still just a sailboard. Yeah, welcome to the bland tier. Next is the Mountain Howitzer. I like it, I think it's cool, but it is just a howitzer. Once again, I'm struggling with where it should go, good or bland. With some regret, I'm putting it in the bland tier, but like last time with the Whirlwind, it's got one wheel in the good tier.
And now, one of the highlights of 1984.
The Rattler. It looks awesome. It's got fun gimmicks adding to the play value, and it's an iconic Cobra plane. It is a little prone to breaking, but given how great it is overall, that won't keep it out of the, well, great tier. The Shark is another difficult one. It's cool, but it's a flying frickin' submarine, and that's weird. So, good or weird? Yeah, I'm gonna go with weird because of the whole concept. It's got one, wait, that damn thing doesn't have any wheels. It's got one fin in the good tier though. And I can't let the Shark get out of here without mentioning the acronym. Submersible High-Speed Attack and Reconnaissance Craft. Wouldn't that make it the Shark? I do have to wonder who at Hasbro came up with all these acronyms. Were they proud? Embarrassed? If it were me, I'd be a little bit of both.
And goddamn is this a difficult year.
Because next is the Skyhawk, and that thing looks weird too, but it's so cool! Look, like with the Hiss, I'm gonna let my personal bias enter the chat here, since this thing was never released in Belgium, though the Sky Patrol version was. As such, I was very happy to get my hands on one years later, bringing me no end of joy, and that's why it goes into the best tier.
What? You wanna fight about it?
My history with the Slugger is similar. It was also never released here, and I didn't get one until Steve sold me one. This time though, it isn't as cool as the Skyhawk, but it's still pretty damn neat, so it goes into the good tier. Now, you would think the Stinger would be a shoo-in for the best tier since it uses the body of the Vamp, which I put in that tier, but with extra stuff added to it like doors, a roof and such. I do, however, have a problem with the missile launcher. Unlike other toys that use the Vamp mold, this thing has always been more prone to breaking, or at least getting looser and looser over time. That flaw brings it down to, quote-unquote, just the good tier.
Speaking of the Vamp,
I'm not gonna be ranking the Vamp and Hell combo pack that was a Sears exclusive, as they're literally the same toys from '82, just in a set. Okay, so the Vamp had a slight mold change with that shovel on the hood, but that's not enough to warrant a ranking. Sorry folks. What very much does warrant a ranking is the Vamp Mark II. What's funny is they didn't put the acronym explanation on the front of the box this time like with the original, but only on the back. Maybe they realized how dumb it looked since multi-purpose attack vehicle does not abbreviate to Vamp. Anyway, the Mark II is an improvement on the first in every way, and it doesn't have the Stinger fragility problem, at least not on mine, so of course it goes into the best tier. For me, the Watchtower is like the Slugger and the Skyhawk, never released here, only got it a while ago.
man, I could do a whole video on just how much good stuff Belgium missed out on.
Like the Bivouac, it's a fun mini playset, and in this case, like the Battlefield accessories, it can really enhance your G.I.Joe base of operations, so it joins the Bivouac in the good tier.
Once again, we're getting near the finish line.
Here's the Water Moccasin. It's a neat mid-sized vehicle, and a nice foil for the shark, at least when it isn't flying. I could be very biased here too. This was the first G.I. Joe vehicle I ever owned. But I think I'll be a little more objective and place it in the good tier instead of the best.
And finally,
Ladies and gentlemen, the Whale. Okay, technically it's the Killer Whale, but everybody just calls it the Whale, and this way I can end with a bang. I also do this whenever a vehicle officially has the word Cobra in front of it. Anyway, the Whale, or oh sweet Christ no, the Warrior, Hovering Assault Launching Envoy.
are you freaking kidding me with this?
Okay, forget the Manta. This thing is the undisputed world's heavyweight champion of forced acronyms. Take that shield. Leaving that aside, the Whale is great. It's a vehicle, one that actually floats on water no less. It's also a playset of sorts, and has just tons of play value. In what is already a great year for G.I. Joe vehicles, this thing sits at the very top. The well-deserved first place in the best tier. And okay, I guess I'll also throw in the 1984 Battle Gear.
Normally I just call it bland, but it has one flaw.
It comes with a brown version of Tripwire's mine detector backpack and 3 mines. What it doesn't come with is the mine detector itself. This must have led to some confusion with kids and later collectors thinking they must be missing an accessory when it didn't in fact exist. And that's why it's the only 1984 toy in the bad tier. And that was it. All 1984 G.I. Joe vehicles ranked. The good, the bad, and the weird.
Do tell me what you think or how much my rankings suck in the comments below. Well, I'll see you next time, everybody, and hey, why not like, share, and subscribe if that's your thing.
G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there.